My name is not as important as my story is. This is for many people who fight weight loss, obesity, and have many insecurities about their size, which ultimately causes issues with their health in the long run. This was me, 2019, right before I had gastric sleeve surgery. I had gastric sleeve surgery on June 10th of 2020. This is me now. At surgery, I was 386. I am now 242 pounds with a lot of muscle growth. This is me now. For a lot of people, we fight how we choose to go about our health, and we put it off, whether it be for for our own selfish reasons, or we just don't think we can get sick or it won't happen to me. I dealt with obesity all of my life, pretty much. Like, I can't remember ever even being this small or as healthy as I am right now. A lot of times too, a lot of people, they often say, what you should do and you should make the decisions based off you and for you. But when you start having children, when you start having a family, and you start having, a life that involves other people, a lot of those decisions no longer become just decisions you get to be in control of. A lot of those things become selfish, because ultimately it's your family that have to deal with the things that happen to you, while you're sick, while you're in the hospital, ultimately in your passing. When you expire, that grief is left on, your family, your wife, your children, like the people that really love and care about you. And I've come to a point in my life where I understand I have to go. Like, my body will expire, but we don't have to speed the process up. And I think I sped the process up on my life. The lady that I'm with now, I made some changes. You always make changes when you're in a relationship. You do things to compromise and things of that nature, when you're with someone. I have, a total of 8 children. I have 7 living and 1 deceased. I've had a rough 5-year spot. Like, me and my wife, we lost a child in 2017. In between that, I've lost, very close friends. 2019, January 17, 2019, I lost my sister. February 15th of 2020, I lost my other sister. And just recently, February 7th, day of the Super Bowl, 2021, I lost my mom. So, I've been struggling, I've been dealing with some things, but I've been able to overcome them. A lot of the things that I went through had a lot to do with me changing my thoughts on life. Like, I care about a lot of things, but I don't care. I don't care about it enough to stress myself out anymore. Like, I've lost a lot. I've lost too much to care about losing anything else. So I'm numb in a sense when it comes to certain things. Life is life. It is what it's going to be. And, that's just how I look at it. Ultimately, yes, even with having children, I understand that my children will have a life. They'll have a life after my life is over. They have a life now. My oldest is 21. My youngest is 2. He'll be 3 in November. But outside of my kids, like, I've always focused on everyone else. There's not a person that can tell you I'm a selfish person. I've always been unselfish. I've always given, and I've always made sure others were okay instead of myself. And even in, my current relationship, which went from, the relationship to being engaged to, finally being married after 9 years, I did a lot more damage to the relationship than most men will allow. Like, I was overwatering the plant. I was giving it too much sunlight, too much attention. I was, what they say, toxic. While I say I'm building something up, I was actually tearing it down. Like, and I can be a man, and I can admit that where most men might not. Like, it's a sense of accountability. It's not me making her right for anything. It's just me being accountable. So initially that went into my decision for weight loss. Like, I was the heaviest person that she had ever been with. As much as I tried to be happy with me, I wasn't happy with me because me had a lot of insecurities. I had a lot of things that ran through my mind that put me in position where, I was just, I wasn't as good of a person as perception allowed me to be. And, instead of giving certain things the benefit of the doubt because of either past situations or just me and my own personal insecurities, I wasn't, what I was supposed to be. I won't go into details in regards to, certain things, but I contributed. Like, a lot of men won't admit when it comes to, either infidelities or, cheating or, talking to somebody in an inappropriate way, flirting. Like, you can cause that. You can not lock all the doors, and you can possibly leave windows cracked, and you can cause your mate to look in other avenues for attention, happiness, peace, because they can't get it from you. You can't just say, well, they wrong for what they did. Like, you gotta, that's where accountability comes into play. You have to take accountability for your part. And I played a part, a small part, but I still played a part. I still caused a lot of that. But to speed through that was my, ultimately not wanting to lose her. Like, it didn't have anything to do with me. It didn't have anything to do with my kids, because, again, they're going to have their life. But my life kind of focused on not the need to be with her, but the want to be with her. Like, I finally had, like, my best friend. I finally had somebody that I connected with, that I really loved and I cared about. And having that, once you get that, it's like, well, once you have this, what would you do to keep it? And at first it just started off with, like, again, it goes back to, I was, the heaviest person she had ever been with. So just relationship wise, like, I won't go, all the way into details. It's conflicting, She's a plus size woman. A very beautiful, a very gorgeous, a very attractive woman. But still in all, here I was, the heaviest person that she had ever been with. And it played on me. It affected me a lot. So that was my decision. Like, I wanted, as much as I wanted to do it for me, 80 to 85% of the reason why I had the surgery was for her. After that, my commitment, my level of dedication that I gave to the gym was all me. It wasn't until like 4-5 months into it that I got a chance to start seeing results. And once I started seeing results, and once other people started complimenting me, it took off from there. Like, it went. And, here I am now. Like, that was year one. Year one is complete. Year one is in the books. I am now on my journey into part 2 of my book, of rewriting myself. I had to tear myself down. I had to destroy myself to recreate myself. Tomorrow, 8:15 in the morning, I walk into the hospital to prepare for a ab sculpt and a tummy tuck to remove the loose skin that I've had on my stomach from the weight loss. I'll probably do another video actually showing, you know, everything in the morning as I get ready for it. But, you know, don't use my reasons. Like, my wife was my reason. Like, and I know some people won't agree with that. Like, oh, you know, she should love you for you. You know, she should care about you as a person. Like, that's fine. But, like, nobody wants to, you know, bury the person that they with because that person isn't taking care of themselves. They're not doing the things necessary to be around you. You're with somebody because you want to be with them for as long as you can possibly be with them. I started having a lot of health issues. High cholesterol, high blood pressure. I was type 2 diabetes. I no longer take part in any of those. None of that. I don't take any medications for any of that. The only thing I have to worry about is my sugar being low because of my diet and how much I work out. I work out 3 times a day, like 5 a.m. on my lunch break, at 7:30 before I leave the hospital. Like, I'm in there. So, you know, find what works for you. That's all I can tell you guys. Whether it's your diet, whether it's your reason to do whatever you need to do, like, you know, ultimately, like, push through it. Like, it's don't let, you know, something define all of your life. You know, just take whatever it is, get through it, and understand that it's just a part of your life, and you can let it define your whole life if you let it. But don't let it. Like, fight through it. I just want to, you know, thank you guys for this time, and, you know, I'll try to be a little more active, you know, on my messages. But yeah, like, year 1 is complete. Year 2 will be a great one. Love you, man.